Hi, welcome to our channel. We are the GraceNotesStitchers. I'm Corrin.
And I'm Colleen.
And we are mother and daughter, and we cross-stitch together. You've been stitching, what?
2 years?
Mm-hmm. I've been stitching since I was 8. So, yeah, a little bit of difference there. But if this channel is all about cross-stitch, so hopefully you like cross-stitch, and that's why you're here.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and give your announcement before I tell what we've been doing?
Right. We reached 350 subscribers. 350, sorry. Thank you very much. To our regular viewers, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified
When our videos are up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like, because the people that I watch regularly, their pictures in a circle, and then I get a red dot, and I know that that's the person who has a new video.
Yep.
So we get to watch them. Like last night,
I
talked about that. Yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, Hannah put hers out. There's a hair. Sorry. Hannah put her video, and I saw it in 4 minutes. I was like, it's there. But
we were watching Dr. Quinn, so the girls like to stay open because we do school, then she teaches, and then we have like dinner, and we have a few episodes to watch.
So we're binge watching Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman right now, which we are all watching. But like when our new Flosstube videos, our Flosstube friends put up their videos, my other girls are like, let's watch Dr. Quinn. And it's family time, so I don't really want to kick them out.
It was past midnight when we actually got to watch this video.
But we caught up with Sarah yesterday, so we got to say, Sarah, thank you for the shout out. For once, I was going to say we were behind, but we caught up.
Right.
So,
and
thank
yes,
you.
I love your Moroccan lace.
So, yeah, Colleen was so thrilled. She got her own shout out. So, she was like, hey, Mom! And we had to rewind it because I was in the kitchen. So, thank you, Sarah. That was pretty awesome. And then we've also been watching Tess Stitches. That's new for us. And she has a fairy from Hade, Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's very much, it came out around the same time my unicorn came out. So it's the purples and blacks and the bright, so pretty. So I cannot wait to see that as it unfolds, and it's going to be beautiful. That's,
Yeah.
So we're going to catch you up, I guess, on what's going on in our life after we do our whips, but we'll talk a little as we go because, that's what we do. But we just celebrated Easter. We didn't do anything special. It was just us here at home. I made my Easter ham that I usually make right after church.
Oh, it's so good because like it comes with a packet of glaze, and then
yeah. So we put the special glaze on it, and we finished up the last of the ham today. Like we actually finished. What was it? A 12? Yeah, almost 12-pound ham. We had it on Sunday for our big meal. Then Sunday night in sandwiches, little rolls with putting it in cold. We did that again Monday night. Mm-hmm. We might have had it for lunch on Tuesday. I don't remember. And then
I just know it's gotten eaten every day.
And then Wednesday night, last night, we heated that with the leftover mashed potatoes and corn, and we ate that. And then today we finished the last of it. So I was like, yes, we did.
And I had made some sort of like, no offense to people who like I would say exotic because we don't eat it.
The more
healthier.
Yeah, healthier choices.
So we had artichoke hearts, and this was
that was actually
a pasta
good.
meal. It was okay, and it was funny because from Dad he brought a huge tray, and I'm sorry, like it had this vinaigrette dressing. It had
everything was soaked into it.
There's these mushrooms. There was the artichoke hearts. There was olives.
Eggplant.
It has an eggplant, but yeah, it was weird, and it was like to me, like really was not spicy, but stung my throat. But yeah, I had just eaten an artichoke from there, so when we had the artichokes, we actually put kale in there and sun-dried tomatoes, which sun-dried tomatoes we do like.
We like them.
But we used a new noodle, pasta, the cavatappi.
Yeah, so it was good, but yeah, so we've been experimenting a little bit with that. Colleen, you want to get us started?
I think she wants to. Oh no!
Oh no, we're going to get a little puppy like Colleen talks.
Ready?
Come on, baby.
You!
I say puppy, but
Okay.
she's 3.
There we go.
Okay, so I get her.
So the first day, I think, when I worked on this is Year of Black Work, and as someone had asked, we're going to share our information about the fabrics.
As best as we can.
As best we can. But I finished all my squares. So I was like halfway done with the, like, just doing the squares, not finishing. But I got the whole border around, and then there's gonna be a special
There's an extra
border.
line, yeah.
But that was like, and this is back stitching, and I somehow got to count this. It's very hard to count. It was over 2,000 stitches in one day. I think it was 250. But I was like, wow, that's not gonna be a regular. So my stitch count's a little bit higher because of that.
Yeah, but that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So my first, that was her whip go.
Mm-hmm.
This is also on my whip go because we put it in the same square because we knew we wanted to work on it together. Mm-hmm. And I am so pleased to show you.
She has a finish.
Have a finish. And a puppy. All right, here we go. Oh, in all of its glory. This is on 28 count blue wing linen. I do not know who the, I don't know if it's Weigert or if it's Witchell. I have no idea. But I don't know how much you can see because of my dog. But, so what did I do this week? I think I started right around here. Might have been up there. I know I did not finish this square. So I finished the border of the square. All of these borders. And then I did all of these. And a red border because I just wanted to bring it out a little bit. It's the same red as up in here. And then this intricate border around here. So if anybody's doing this peppermint purple, and you still have any of your borders from last year, I'm going to bring it closer so you can see more of the detail. I don't suggest you do border 1. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely lovely. But boy, it takes a long time. It took me longer to do even this top side than it takes me to do a whole square. And Colleen also chose that border.
I chose the one, and she told me that she had showed me which border I wanted, and I wasn't going to choose because I usually don't like to do the same thing.
Well,
so,
there were 4 borders, and I showed her all 4,
right.
And I said, you choose. And I'm not telling you which one I'm doing.
Yeah, so.
Because I wanted her to pick what she wanted to do, not based on me.
But
so she's doing the same one.
Mine is going to look different because I'm using, I think it's 121, the variegated blue, and it's variegated, so it's going to look a lot different. But anyway, you told your fabric detail mines. Believe it or not, I worked on, I think, 4 projects this week, and they're all 14 count. Like, that's surprising. But this is just a dark gray Ada, and I think it might be Swaggart. Or it might be like a cheapo. Something.
It could be Charles Craft, too.
Charles Craft.
I have no idea. Some of this, and that's why I say we'll give you the as best as we can, because some of this is like 15, 20 years old. Because this one here was free. I got this when I model stitched. Yours is, I think, a cheapo that came from Grammy. Like she had,
because there's almost like a stamp imprint.
That is what it is.
If you can see that, it's like an S. Or
that
something.
was, it's an irregular. So my mom had gone to like AC Moore or something, or Hills, and they had, this is like back when I was a kid, they had things in a bin for like $1 because it was irregular. So yeah, so that we don't even know the brand. Yeah, but that's okay. We'll figure things out as we go.
Return?
It is return.
You know,
especially because I don't have
she can never have a finish if I have a finish. What is that? How do you say it? If she has a finish, I'll probably always have a finish too. Anyway, not exactly because I didn't beat it. Now I'm doing all the beating at the end. But I have my Cozy Cafe done.
Yes.
I'm so happy with it.
And by the way, that peppermint purple did take me a year. That was a pretty big project.
You know, it was a 2020 sale.
Yeah, it's a 2020
sale. On the table?
So I think, I'm not sure if you can purchase it or not. This is from Frosted Pumpkin.
This is Frosted Pumpkin. That's the designer. The fabric is by Picture This Plus, and it's a 14 count opal.
So pretty. And if you have not done any of the Picture This Plus, this is so soft and pliable. It is not going to wrinkle as easily. Or keep the creases, I should say.
Right.
My LNS, I went to that and I told her about it, and she said maybe they're making it without sizing now. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. New tidbit.
Your turn.
My turn. This is another cheapo piece of fabric. I know it's Ada. And I didn't do the...
It might be a 16 count.
I was going to say, it could be 16 count. It's a little bit bigger. But this is my summer music. Oh. I'm actually, while she does her thing, I'm going to look behind me because I actually do have a cover photo, I think, of this. This is a treble clef made with flowers, and it was a kit by Elizabeth somebody, and it is obviously discontinued because it's really, really old. But I couldn't get it, and it was in my stitch meditation group, and the person that I saw stitch it volunteered to send me her pattern, which is wonderful. Elsa Williams, that's who the designer is. I keep saying Elizabeth. So she sent me the pattern, which is great, but it was so creased and old because she used it. And some of the pages are almost tearing in half where the creases are. So I copied it and made a working copy, but where the creases are, it's just really tough to see those symbols. So this might be a really interesting as it goes. And besides the fact that she used her threads, so I did my best to match the DMC, but there was no conversion that I could use. So I took the names on the list and found what was called that by DMC, or by other people, I should say, for the DMC. And like last night, it was supposed to be a light orange brown, an orange brown, and what people usually call that is 722. Well, as I was doing this, I looked at 722, pulled it out, and I'm like, this is way too bright because that's supposed to be in part of the stem here. And this is all nice browns. I was like, no. So we did go into my DMC book and we found something that I think will be more suitable.
3826.
Something like that, yeah.
But so, as they call that the stem, I mean, that'll be like a similar note, but I guess you could say the treble clef has a stem.
Yeah, you do the stem. Draw the stem first.
Actual stem.
Yeah, and it's going to be like a tree. But I will say, it's a little bit slower going. I got 410 stitches into that, which I'm very pleased with. But I kind of don't want to give it up. It's a little harder to do, so for my games, I'm not so fast. But I really was having fun with this. So some things kind of changed in my mind, I guess, because, I don't know. I worked at that peppermint purple year of black work until it was done. I was like, I am not, even though I had 4 whip go. So this was a whip go too. I did go ahead and change because I know I have 2 more whip goes, but don't be surprised after Mulan if I don't come back to it.
Okay. I'll have to move your project a little bit. Next one's Mermaid and Dolphin. This is by Michelle Easters, which is it like also known as Jody Rye Designs. Yeah, 14 count cream Ada, and it calls for white, and I think it almost looks like white. But not too much down on this because this isn't like a focus. Because again, I'm focusing on Goose Girl, which I'll have to show after you show yours.
I do not have a copy of the pattern here, like I thought I did. So I will have already inserted it into besides the project. All right, and then my last, like, when does this ever happen then?
Did we work on the same amount? Like,
are you done?
How many projects did you have?
This is it.
I have one more.
Yeah, you have one more than me.
Okay.
When did that ever happen? So this is, like, I got 3 stitches in today. I'm just showing it to you because it's a whip go, so I didn't even really work on this. So this is Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is, what's that?
I like the peach.
Oh, it's actually called Bone, by the way. That is a Bone Lugana. 28 count. I am doing over 1, 10th stitch, and it's the full size. It is not max colored, from what I remember. All right.
Our dog likes head massages or scratches.
Yeah, she's a dog.
Look at this.
Oh no, that's 25 count Bone Lugana. Oh, that's why I have my papers here.
Okay. Goose Girl. Cross stitching wise. Oh, I have threads everywhere. So sorry. I'll let them hang maybe. Yeah, I might cross stitch wise have this done by the next time you see it.
Yay!
So
because
I'm focusing on it for the Mother's Day project we want to work on.
Yeah.
So I have over 20 days maybe? Yeah. Because I have till the 9th. It's not like I'll stop working on it once May hits. But I'm working on the top. Like the whole bottom's done. Like I worked on this in a good way that I just got sections done.
So what's your other whip go for this month?
Hold up. 14 count beige Jada, and this design is by Charles Craft. Sorry. What'd you say? Miss Mabel's cat.
Okay. You got plenty of time.
I have like, alright, I have to work on it. Oh, my goal's 15 hours.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. So, like I said, we were watching some Flosstube. We got some shout outs. So yes, we watched Hannah at midnight, but during the day in the morning. So Colleen graduates this year. Our official last day of school will be May 13th when we have our evaluations. Your graduation is June 4th. Yeah, it's a first Friday in June. We decided to schedule my children's graduations the Friday after Labor Day. So,
because
my son's was in...
It was June 1st.
Oh, okay. I thought his was May too.
So then, 21 days later, he turned 18.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so Colleen's be graduating. So right now, you are just finishing up spelling and art.
Which I have one piece of art that I did today. My art's, I would say it's boring because it's only one thing.
She's working on pen drawings.
It's like I'm using a calligraphy pen.
But
it's not exactly, I can show it. But anyway, this is the pen I'm using. It's a pigment brush. I don't need to open it.
From Hobby Lobby.
I don't have to open it or anything. Anyway, look at the tree. I mean, don't look at the tree. It's sad.
So the top is the example and the bottom is her copy.
Right. And you'd bought 3 of the pens. And because I was doing stippling, my other pen, like the tips, like it's, I'm not saying frayed.
That's hers at the bottom there.
But I opened the new pen and I would say the cabin, whatever lines, those are much finer because if I tried doing that with the other pen that I've been using since the beginning, and this is almost like my 20th project working on it, that it was
so she's given different types of drawing to do.
Like techniques.
Yes.
Silhouettes. Like just...
This was using mostly straight lines.
Yep. I mean, I have more impressive ones.
That's just what she did.
This took me like 20 minutes.
That's not bad.
I know. The other one took me like 2 hours.
Yeah. So when the other girls are still working on their schoolwork, Colleen and I watched some Flosstube yesterday. So we want to say thank you so much, Sarah, for shouting us out, and especially for Colleen getting her own shout out.
Yes, when you said it was my favorite, I was like, yep, I love the Moroccan lace.
Yeah, so that was really cool, but I still am in love with that Pearl Mermaid. And Hannah, oh my gosh. If you guys are participating in our Amazing Grace by Tilton Crafts Stitch Along, which we're actually going to be
using the hashtag.
Do you remember the hashtag?
It's
Tilton Crafts Piano Emoji.
Well, piano keys emoji.
Yeah, piano keys.
Sal.
Yeah. So any piano. They have 4 different pianos. You're doing Sunlight Sonata?
Is it Sunrise Sonata or I think it's Sunlight. I think it's Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah.
Sunlight Sonata. And it's I think it's blue flowers. And there's a lot of like light in it. There's like, it's just interesting how you can stitch this because this is what I've seen with my Mirabilia. That there's shadows of like in the dresses. So with the full coverage, there's a window and it's letting light in. How can you do that with thread?
And then I have a firelight, I think is what it's called.
Fires.
Yes, I have a piano. I did not buy the 3rd. It just wasn't calling to me. Well, 4th, I should say, because Amazing Grace. What's the other one?
Do a share stitch count?
Sure. In 1 second. So, anyway, if you're participating, go watch Hannah's from last night, which would be April 7th, 2021, because she held up the most amazing treble clef needle minder. It is gorgeous. She said it's for Amazing Grace.
Mom looks up.
It's got pearls by Mertztown.
Jaw dropped. She's just like, oh.
I took a screenshot. I was like, did you? Yeah, she paused the TV and I sent it to my husband and my husband's like, where'd that come from? I'm like, I don't need it. I really don't. But then I was describing it to him. I'm like, and it's got pearls, my birthstone, and
the diamonds.
Rhinestones. Yeah, diamonds, rhinestones. It's sparkly. He's like, I think you need it. I'm like, I'm okay.
And you like the bigger size needle minders.
I do. I like any size, actually.
And again, you might be using more than one.
And did I talk about Tess already?
I think you did. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Here's a problem. We recorded earlier, and my daughter was upstairs cleaning the shower, and the water was just rushing, and we kept forgetting things.
We can hear the pipes from
yeah, we could hear the pipes, and we kept forgetting things and running out. Like, oh my goodness, let's just stop and rewatch. So I apologize if I already
said this. Yeah.
But Tess Stitches is one to watch. She's doing a Heaven and Earth, and I'm sure I said that. So go see her purple unicorn. I can't wait to see the progress.
No, her purple fairy.
Purple fairy, light gray unicorn.
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now you can your
now our stitch count. Okay, I didn't add up, but 410 on summer music. Now here's a bad thing. I don't know what I stitched last week and what I stitched this week. So in all of April, I've done 10,228 stitches on Year of Black Work.
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Well, whatever.
I think it was like 6,000 was out, so maybe 4,000 this time.
Okay. Mine's 4,595. So
that's your total.
That's my total of the week on those 4 projects.
Excellent. Yeah. So we're about the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
Okay. So people here for whips and stuff. Are we doing? I mean, we're still
going to
doing
do some haul.
We are doing
some haul. Oh, before I do haul,
what?
I have something special.
Yes. These.
Yeah.
You want to show them?
I'm going to show you some projects. Not these.
Yeah.
That's just magnets.
Do we want to show that one first?
Sure.
Like, just the order.
So my dear, darling husband, whom I love so dearly, I'm only being half sarcastic. What did he tell you already today?
Okay, so
we're having special company today.
Right. Okay.
Tell us what we're having.
Oh, okay. My Aunt Amy, I have my Celtic Christmas, like that's her project that I'm working on. So she's coming with her son, and Grammy's coming. Like it's
we're
so
gonna see if we can get a moment.
Maybe, because I feel like she'd be really awkward and shy, because she's not on camera ever, so.
She's behind the camera always.
Right. Oh, that's right, because she goes around with her camera. It's a Nikon?
Nikon. Yeah.
Nikon. And
used to be Canon.
Yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, so I was working on Goose Girl, and he's saying getting a little bit in early, because I was working on it this morning. And then he's like, because they're coming around 6, he said, around 5, this needs to go away, because she can't see it. And he's like, if she asks what you're working on, and he picks up like a Pasta Canvas coaster that Lauren had finished, and he said, oh, nothing important, just this.
He's so afraid that Grammy's going to take everything that he wants. Yeah. So I used to make a lot of cross stitch gifts, and you guys know I model stitch, so everything I would stitch I had to send back to the designer, and it would usually go in trunk shows and stuff. So I did stitch stuff for him because he complained. So these are his. I'm not even sure. Do you want to go behind the camera and see if there's a glare? Ooh, I didn't even think about that with the glass. So this, I can't even tell you. I think it's Sweetheart Tree, but it is a wedding sampler. So I made this with cording.
Good.
I couched for the first time. I had to wrap my own cording and couch. So that was interesting.
I mean, I love that piece.
Stay there. Oh, okay. She's gonna hand to me. Look at this. Look at this service. Okay, this is dimensions. I know that. And the sky and the sand is actually the background. It's the it is the fabric.
Yeah, printed
it's the
fabric.
Ada. It's a printed, Ada. This is, oh my goodness, probably 10, 12 years old. This was a model, and they paid me $25 to stitch this, and they said for another $25. Oh, it might not. This might have only been $10 because there's a lot of half stitches in this. But for double the money, I could send it back. I could send it to them and they'd use it in trunk shows. So I just got paid once because I decided to keep it. And then I actually framed this myself. So I'm kind of impressed.
Like I said about the shadowing.
Yeah, this one I had framed myself too.
I guess you did.
This one I had professionally framed.
Really?
Boulevard. This is another Dimensions kit.
Let's go a little bit. Oh.
And again, now this one, I love teddy bears. And this might have been, if that other one was 10, this was 25. Or the other way around, like that's 25 and this would be 50. Because this was gold. the Dimensions Gold are pretty much almost like full coverage. And basically the reason they had me stitching it is that it was a kit that they were ready to mass produce, but they needed people to double check that there's enough materials and the directions were clear. So I would stitch them, and then if I wanted to sell it back to them, they could use them in trunk shows or in, trunk shows that they sent to different.
We gotta read this one.
Yeah. So I'll hold it back here so I can read it. 2 little eyes to look to God, 2 little ears to hear his word, 2 little feet to walk in his ways, 2 little lips to sing his praise, 2 little hands to do his will, and 1 little heart to love them still. It's kind of like the Hear No Evil, See No Evil, because each bunny is that. So I actually did this one before I did the wedding sampler, because he was like, we need something for us that you made. And, ooh, I have the date, 2007 I made this. Because there's 6 in our family, I picked this. And, you know, our children were pretty little. We actually did have Lauren by then. Hi. Colleen's motioning to me.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Sorry about that. But I loved this. This came from a baby book, like a baby book of cross stitch. But yep, I framed this myself. I stretched it. This is definitely on linen. This was also in 2007. So I probably had done those. I did not date this. Unfortunately, I didn't date this one either. So I apologize, but this one didn't take a real long time. I mean, the chart was probably only this big. So anyway, this is something I did for my husband, who says I don't keep anything. So I know he's going to watch this. So I'm not saying anything that I'm not supposed to say. So we had just a little bit of haul.
You gotta get my seat.
Yes, come on, baby. So Easter was this week.
Yep.
And Colleen got a little something. Leanne got a new diamond art. And Lauren didn't want any crafts because all she does is plastic canvas. And she doesn't want to follow a pattern. What she doesn't know is she's getting a book. And I'm hoping she'll make me some piano coasters. So I got her a book that has coasters in it. And she instead got money to go to Second and Charles, which she's already spent. Yeah, it's a used bookstore.
Okay. So,
What'd you get?
I bought this myself, so this is not what my Easter gift was.
Not this.
So gorgeous. She showed it to one of her students, like one of the kids.
He's only 8 or 9.
Oh, and she said it was pretty, so I'm like, I wouldn't do it. So,
This is a Mania start, right?
yeah. Yep, got the materials. So actually the boring ones first. I mean, not that they're boring, because they're beautiful.
I might have actually shown these. Because when I showed all of the stuff that we got from, what's her name?
Oh.
And I didn't...
Oh.
Yeah, so you have seen these.
Oh, the grasshopper's mine. Oh.
I forgot that they were hers.
So those are Gentle Arts.
Yeah, when I started to put things in inventory, there
And
we go.
whoops.
I went, wait, those are for
I
a
got
specific
weeks too.
project.
These are like mine. And I think there's one like per week that you had gotten from me from the store.
Okay.
Okay.
So she already has one.
But, oh, I'm going to get to use these. And they're cons, but
Pretty.
they're not DMC.
Yay, got DMC for Colleen. And is that it for haul?
Oh.
Other than my magazine?
Oh, I do have haul. This is just something I found. And I'm adding it to my stuff because I've never shown it. Whatever, you can just show yours.
So I got the World of Cross Stitching magazine from Joanne Fabric. It was all wrapped in plastic because I had a free gift. Oh. So Colleen already has claimed this, which is fine.
Well, you said if you like.
Yep. And she said she'll make them. I'm like, okay, sounds good to
If
me.
you want to stitch one, you can.
No, thank you. They're not my colors. Can I show why?
You go.
So there was this on the back. So I was like, oh, you know that looks like me. I just needed to stitch that.
Purple, pretty lady.
With blues. I mean, purple and blue together. Oh,
Baby, don't let
and
like
she had
that.
brown hair, you know. So I was all excited. And then as I'm walking around the store with my youngest, I went, because she actually found this and picked it. She's like, Mom, you got to stitch that. I went, you could. But as I'm walking around the store, I went, wait a second. These are not all in here. This is an advertisement for Heritage Crafts. So disappointed. But I've never, in my recent years, have never bought a magazine from a craft store. So I thought, oh, I'll see what else is in there. And there is some cute little things that we know. And it was in plastic, so I couldn't look. But here it is again. I can't wait to tell you how much it costs. Because I'm not buying it. Maybe my husband will buy it. I don't know. Her name's Katrina. 60 pounds. That's like $90, I think. So that has to be a gift. I can't do that. Okay. All right. What do you have?
So this is, I wanted to show this last week. This is not exactly in the whole category.
No, especially because it was mom's.
Right. So she has one that has like the twist one. This just has the whatever. So in here, I'm keeping.
I'm gonna be nosy.
Some like for my frosted pumpkin. There's the color chart. I have nowhere to keep it, so I wanted to have a folder by my sticky spot. And like my fat cat, like in case I want to stitch those, I'm not gonna throw the piece away.
I can't really show you because they're actual real patterns.
Yeah. There's this. Oh wait, isn't it April?
Yeah, you have me writing on your stitch count, child.
Oh, yeah, it's like April 8th.
I guess we're gonna do this.
I mean, I can do that because I have written every day. And then I have my Fans of the Far East pattern in there because I haven't put it back into this bag.
There you go.
So that's what I'm using. It has plenty of
And what is this?
things. Okay. Everyone's been spring cleaning, so we've been cleaning out some places. And up on the very top shelf of our closet, I found this. And I got this, I think, from, like, Leanne had gotten, like, a calligraphy and paper arts, like, whatever it is. And
This
I
is
got
from
cross
Grandma
stitch.
or Aunt Barbie, right?
Great grandma. I'll show you what's inside a little bit. There's a book. And then, what floss is this? Like, you don't even know if it's DMC. Like,
No, it's not.
it might be a It's not.
Craft string. They don't even call it floss. It's craft string
Oh. That's hilarious.
with embroidering. Not embroidery. Oh, no, it is embroidery needles. So,
There's the needles up there. I have no idea what
sharps.
the buttons are for.
I don't know. The book will tell you.
But these are like tiny
Hey, look.
emojis.
She can do these things for Mania without having to buy new stuff.
There's like 3 pieces of fabric.
We'll figure it out. I'm trying to encourage her not to spend her money. All right, I have one last piece of haul. Does this look a little familiar? I mean, just a little. This is like Colleen's purple bag. So I went on Amazon and I found the same brand. It is called Creative Options. Mine's a little different. Hers zips at the top. Mine zips at the bottom. And she has a nice pocket. And I don't know. Feel this, Colleen. I think yours is heavier.
It could be.
Yeah. Not a big deal for me. But if I lay it like this, I have 4 of these. And this is where I am storing my CXC. So I've been winding and putting them in order. There are 4 containers in here.
And your helpful daughter kind of cut apart the dividers and got them all in.
Yep.
And then she took them out because that's what I did.
Yeah, some of them I can't use. But, yeah, I'm really excited to get my CXC in here because then it's all in one place. So when I do use it in the big packages, the big project, I don't have to pull the colors. I'll just do what Colleen does and just pull it straight from my stash here.
Yep.
'Cause it's all in one place. It'll be easier.
Okay. I got a few more things. Just
All right.
Anyway, the pan is still with us. When was it in comments or were you chatting about the map of the world, her project?
Both.
Who knows? Like I felt like when she answered it and what I had said, it sounded offensive, but I would love to take it over. But,
You know,
I mean,
when you
that's
die in 40 years.
I don't like talking about that. So, anyway, so here's one
She'll
thing.
only be 58 years old.
I'll have grandkid.
Oh, it might be 50 years. You're
Oh.
younger than me.
Yeah. Okay.
This is funny.
You know my knitting. This is it's a Hobby Lobby yarn. And my brother works there, and he saw this at work when he was in that section.
He's starting to recognize their brands, and it's hilarious
Yeah.
because he walks around our house
Yeah.
and he's like, "That's Hobby Lobby. That's Hobby Lobby."
Yep.
He came in
Okay.
my craft room. He's like, "That's Hobby Lobby." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
So I think I've said the name before, but I'm covering it up, and I'm gonna show you the logo. I don't know how to do this. if you can see what that is, it's a ball of yarn, and it looks like it's a variegated yarn, and it's just got some needles in it. But it's a bee, because it's yarn bee. And he was, for at least 20 to maybe a half hour, he is just talking about yarn bee and running around the house.
Like, it really looks like a bumblebee.
It's cute. Like, they are genius with that, but he was...
So he was telling my husband, like, how, like, he's heading to bed, and he goes, where's that paper? Where's that paper? And we're like, what? He goes and finds the wrapper so he can take it up to my husband and like, look at this, it's so cool. We're like, okay. Now, granted, I think you might forget this. I've stitched bumblebee things because of him.
Oh.
He has always loved bees. Colleen was my ladybug. So I would buy things with bumblebees for Alan, ladybugs for you, and dragonflies for Leanne, and then butterflies for Lauren. So, like, I would buy lawn, like, things to go in my garden, like, just different things. Gardening gloves, you know, for them. So, bumblebees has always been his thing. But he comes home. Now, this happened, 3-4 days ago, right? He comes home from work last night. Heaven help us. He started showing the people who work in the yarn.
Oh, right.
About the bees. And he's like, this is genius. And the people who work there are like, oh, I've worked here for 2 years and I've never noticed it.
Yeah. This is another funny thing. I don't know if we talked about, when he was working, he built these flamingos. So we just heard about them. We haven't seen them.
Yes, Carla, you need to go to Hobby Lobby if you haven't.
But what I'm going to say...
Oh, you made... Oops.
Because I've never seen them. This is just him saying it, so I'm not saying this exactly. But he had built them, and then they were put out on the floor, and then they were apparently put in the party section. So when he was putting something away there were some older gentlemen there on the aisle, and then he says, oh, and this is how he is. He just goes...
He talks to himself.
There's my flamingos! And then the person turns some about, like, guess they can't get away from you.
Yeah, guess you can't get away from him.
And then something about their eyes, he makes the comment of, like, they can't take their eyes off of him. But then he says, because, again, we've never seen them, he just goes, they're ugly.
They're creepy. And their eyes do look like they're following him.
So
these are big things. He was in the warehouse building them. If you didn't know this, public service announcement. I'm pretty full of those lately. Hobby Lobby doesn't keep things in their warehouse.
Right.
So if it's not on the floor, they don't have it because they take all their shipment and put it out on the floor and then open it on the floor. So things like the flamingos get built in the warehouse and brought out.
He said
so
the
their
warehouse
furniture is what's in the...
That's what's in there. It's not big.
And now it's getting loaded up with Christmas items, which they can't sell yet.
Right. They got their trees already.
So it's seasonal items that are not able to be put out yet that's in their warehouse because it comes in slowly and months in advance. So, you know, things that the common person doesn't even know. And then, so they build the furniture in the warehouse. And so some of the furniture out on the floor, that they might have more of. But that's about it.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. But yeah, my son is just, we heard that he's the funniest person there. And I said, I think it's because of how much amuses you.
Yeah. Okay. I have a few, like, it could be a mania start. But I love all of them. Hey,
that's my magazine that I get digital. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that one too.
That's my favorite magazine.
So we have a next door neighbor. They've been here ever since we moved in. And then I was like, why haven't I cross-stitched something for her yet? So I went looking for some patterns, and I found my favorite, which I will show last. But I do like all these patterns, so they'll just be pushed aside that I do want to start at some point. So I'll show you them in the order that I found them. Oh, that's cool. It's Blackwork Tea or something. Tea block.
Now you see why I like these magazines.
I know.
Like, everything in here is good.
Okay. So it's called Roses and Lace.
You're going to make 2 of them if you make this for Jane.
No, this isn't. I know which one I want to make for her.
Oh, okay.
But I do want to make this.
That's my birth flower, so.
This is gorgeous. I don't know.
Roses and pearls.
I think the thread color matches with the fabric color. So
yeah, I don't love the orange.
I would change that.
I think a burgundy would look great with that.
That is absolutely gorgeous. A burgundy.
Yeah. Because
a light flower.
Yeah, like the darkest pink in there would be really pretty.
Okay.
Or something even darker.
All right. This one was just. Oh, I don't know if I have like this one in mind of her. I know that's roses.
That is neat. Your dad would love that.
Yeah, American Beauty Rose. That's gorgeous. And the last one, I think it could have been the title that just I was like, that has to be it. But I'll show you first.
Nice. For once.
Oh, and I've never done a Paula Von.
Mm-hmm.
So this could have been first.
That. She would like that.
Yep. So it's called Good Neighbors, and it's kind of to be like what's good. But I mean, she has gray hair, but there in the background, there's them just visiting, and that's what she stands in the bottom of the driveway and she talks to all her neighbors.
Yeah, but we talk a lot too. So yeah, that's neat.
I mean, that's like
I think
a full
Miss
coverage.
Jane would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a blue fabric, so or maybe it's a white fabric.
I'm not sure.
It's charts. It's 58 to 60.
I will look. Yeah, that sounds good.
It says model cream Belfast linen, so it's a cream fabric.
So it's pretty much full coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But it's gorgeous.
It is very pretty. I think you're wise in choosing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we will very soon be heading into our Mania Whip Parade. We're going to kind of prep you at the end of April. We may have to do a special episode depending on when Jessie Marie, when she pulls the whip gun numbers, because I'm going to behave myself. I only have slots for, I think, 4 or 5 new starts. We've already committed to our Mother's Day start.
Mm-hmm.
So if any of my new ones are picked for Whip Go, any new one, I'm putting that into Mania. So that I'm not starting a new one now and then later. And because I have the materials already here. So
I can't remember. I think there's only 1 start on mine because I already started like 2 that were on there. And it's my polar mandala. So I hope that doesn't get called in Mania.
Yeah, so we're like, it's hopefully it gets called and hopefully it doesn't get called, because we both want to start ours and we have them set for the same number.
Mm-hmm.
But in Mania, we'd only have 1 day to work on it, really.
Right.
So.
And I think I have like 10 hours I want to get on it. So.
Yeah. And I, of course, want to get 500 stitches. But yeah, we kind of hope that doesn't get called because we want to put a lot more time into it. And I'm finding that I do really want to not just concentrate on finishes, but, you know.
Mm-hmm. We could do a special video of like when we have, like it could be the end of this month, of we have exactly what we would start.
That's what I was
going
for.
I do have
totally
a bit
my
more
mind.
than you to start. So
yeah, so she'll be showing you pictures of what she's going to start.
Right, because they're so adorable. Some of them. And they're all pretty.
Yes, adorable or pretty.
Mm-hmm.
One or the other. And yeah, I won't have as many new starts. So I didn't want to do the no new starts, but I'm also trying to be cautious with all my starts because, you know, I understand, yes, it's the journey, but I also like finishes.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these full coverage, I mean, I'm definitely going to be finishing Mulan this year unless something catastrophic happens. But I'd like to see myself finish some of these because, number one, you put a lot of money into it, especially because I bought all new flosses. But the whole idea is to see it come to life. So
yeah,
I really do want to finish. And we've been watching a lot of Teresa again, and she's finished 2 hits. Yes.
I mean, she did her Grace faces, and she had the Faces of Fury.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Maybe. But, you know, I'm like, wow, it's actually possible. Now, one's a mini, I think, and one was like the ornament or one's a quick stitch, and one's like the round ornament-like thing. But still, possible.
The quick stitch is the oval, and the other one is a square.
But they're beautiful. And I'm like, I just need to finish. I need to finish. And the other person that I've been watching, Rolanda. Oh my goodness. If you like Mirabilia or Nora Corbett, you have got to watch Rolanda. She is amazing. There was this fairy, now again, fairies are not exactly my thing, but in what, 2-3 months? Yeah.
And I had beating.
And beating. She's like beating so much fun. And
she was
I'm
like,
saying,
I can't wait to get to the beating. Mom's like, eek.
Yeah, total opposite of me. And it's not that I'm scared of the beading, because, you know, once you're doing it, you're like, this is no big deal.
And
But
if you're using invisible thread, you just do any color bead you want.
I just bulk at it for some reason. Just same as backstitch, which Goose Girl has how many colors of backstitch?
Either 17 or 19.
Yeah, she could have fun with that.
2 colors of French knots. And they're like in all the flowers.
Mom may help you with some of
But the
those,
bet.
if you want.
Yeah, because they're not. I'm not the best at them.
I like doing French knots. Don't ask me why. Again, I always like French knots are coming. But when I start doing them, I'm like, why do I feel that way? I don't know. I actually love making them once I get started. Now, what I don't like about French knots is when there's one here, one there, and one here. But when you have like a cluster, oh my gosh, I love doing that.
So I did like on an ornament. I've shown it because I finished it. I fully finished it. It was like a horse and on its off of its saddle. It was French knot, French knot, French knot, French knot, and there was like some of, I don't know.
Yeah, she does okay with them. She doesn't give herself enough credit, but I like doing them. It's just weird, I know.
If I do them, I like making them big.
I am going to do a little video of, you'll see me in the same shirt because I'm going to make it later today, of how to wind floss onto a bobbin. And I know you guys know, but there's people who are always asking in the Facebook groups who are beginners. So this isn't really for you guys, but they're like, you're looking on YouTube of how do you wind floss onto a bobbin, or how do you put them on, and like, what do you do with DMC? So that's who that video is for. I don't care if you want to watch it or not. Totally up to you. You won't hurt my feelings if you pass that one on by. But yeah, I'm going to kind of show the technique I use. I'm going to use the CXC. But you'll get, if you do watch it, you'll see how fuzzy it is when it comes off. But I am still going to stitch with it. I paid for it. Unless like my project just looks bad, I'm going with it. Especially because I bought storage for it.
Right. Not something huge, but something that can get done.
It's for my Cinderella stained glass.
Oh, hey.
And if it goes well, then all the rest of the stained glass will be in it. Because they're full coverage stained glass, and I'm putting them all together, but, so Snow White is DMC, but there's like, I don't know, a dozen more to do, so that can get really costly. And my son doesn't get that much of a discount at Hobby Lobby. But, are we done?
I think we are.
All right, I think we said everything we can say at this point, so we are going to sign off.
Happy stitching!
Bye!